does respect differ from person to person? Hello everyone and welcome back to Friendeavor. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Today we were talking about respect. Now this might seem like a very obvious topic, super clear cut, like respect people means to love them, to listen to them, that kind of thing, and just not degrade them. A lot of times we define things by what they aren't rather than what they are. In this case, I want to look at respect and how it can differ between you and your friend. How you might feel respected one way, they feel respected another. So first and foremost, respect is vitally important in any relationship, but since we are a friendship channel, we are talking about friendship today. And personalities and life experiences can make people feel respected differently. Something that might feel like disrespectful toward me that someone does may not even cross someone else's mind as being anything of the sort. And that's not just like you to a person, but two of your friends, mutual friends, they might feel disrespected in one capacity or disrespect another company, or one person might, since we're talking about respect and not disrespect, it might seem like 6 in one or half dozen another. It might seem like that, but in this case, what gets you to be closer to one person, like respect and love and their love language, that kind of thing, will be different from one friend to another. And so part of your way of getting to know your friends and learning and growing alongside them is figuring out how they respond to respect in different capacities and different topics. So let's say that you've got a friend who, maybe it's a regional difference. So say you've got someone who lives in the South that thinks differently than someone who lives in California. I might do something, say something that to me in no way shows disrespect or is something that I would not even cross my mind about, but to them it's like, whoa, that is too far. That why would you say that? Whatever. I don't really have an example because first of all, I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, but also it seriously varies so much. And by the end of this, you'll realize that there's not really any one way to deal with it, so to speak, or avoid it, but just being aware and growing from it and learning from it. Like I said, so say the one friend is upset by how you did it, and just because you don't agree with them does not mean that you get to continue to do that, because it's not your intention that matters so much, it's how they respond to it and how they view it. If I say something that I think is completely innocuous and someone takes offense to it, then I need to keep that in mind. My intentions don't really mean anything, and there's a fine line between eggshells around people or constantly getting their feelings hurt or whatever, and then just being aware of what people are comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with. Check out our boundaries video right here if you want to look into that more. So an uncomfortable aspect of this topic is that you might not even notice as it's happening that disrespect is happening. It might not even hit you until after the occurrence, and it can be so uncomfortable and so awkward, when you realize ooh, they didn't like that. Eek. It makes you kind of cringe, and you're just why? And then it's one of those things that kind of rattles around your brain or keeps you up at night because you feel awkward. It's like an awkward thing. It's not detrimental to somebody. It's not friendship ruining stuff. It's just cringe. And people typically won't let you know when that's happened. I mean, something comes to mind that happened a few weeks ago with me that I was just I thought we were just having a conversation, and it wasn't until we got done with the conversation and the person didn't respond in the conversation like I thought they would, that I was like, oh, they probably think that I was making too much of a big deal about this thing that we were talking about that had to do with them, when in reality I thought we were just having a conversation about it. And it was one of those things that is just you just want to grab the thing and throw it out the window, but you can't. It happened, you can't take it back, and it would be weird to bring it up because you don't know that they feel that way, but you also don't want to try to excuse your behavior, if that makes sense. So the only thing for it, don't acknowledge it, don't try to, it would just make it weird. Obviously it's a situation by situation basis, so if that feels like the thing that needs to happen for you, then take care of it, but learn from it, grow from it, and think before you talk. That we did a video called the double filter. Everything you're about to say, consider your audience, consider what it sounds like, what is it going to mean to this person, and hopefully you'll not have those cringe moments of disrespect or perceived respect or perceived disrespect that can just be awkward in the long run. If you feel disrespected, try to think of where they're coming from. Was it intentional? Because that's the kind of stuff that you need to deal with between your friends. Or if it was just something that was a cultural difference, regional difference. It doesn't have to be just an ethnic difference or a nationality difference. It could just be the way you were raised. It was different than the person you're friends with now. The only way you can do it is to grow and learn about the other person. So one way that I feel respected is when people, even if we've been friends for 10 years, they still care to know about me, learn about me, ask me questions about myself. That's one way that I feel respected, but my best friend might not feel that way, she might not care. That might not be the way that my best friend feels respected. So you have to learn, you have to grow, and you have to nurture relationships while learning about the other person, their likes, their dislikes. And the Friendeavor Journal, I was not planning on plugging this, but that's a great way to be able to articulate how you feel about stuff. So check that out. We also got new merch. Who doesn't love a crew neck? It's got the Friendeavor logo inside. This is the first one that was printed, so now it's got this cool patch behind it that makes it pop, but love it. Friendeavor.net, check it out. Anyways, that's the end of our video. Like I said, was not planning on plugging all that stuff, but it came up naturally. Check out our website, check out our Instagram, new stuff dropping all the time. I'm so happy that I get to build this with you and share this part of my life, and thank you for your support. It means the absolute world to me. Friendship is a journey. It's an endeavor. I'll see you next time on Friendeavor.